Okay, so welcome to the another video. In this particular video, we are going to see how we can configure SSL or HTTPS for particular domain name or website, right? So if you remember from our last tutorials, we have set up this website called 1yt.in, which is currently not secure because it is not using the HTTPS connection. So for this particular, we are going to use this particular website to conduct our test and set up our HTTPS, right? Another thing is I have already written the blog on the website about the configuration of the SSL for a particular domain. I will put this blog link in the description so that you can follow the blog directly if you have enough technical knowledge. Otherwise, you can keep watching this video. It might be possible that you will get something extra from this particular video, right? So let's do one thing. Let's go ahead and open the server. So as you can see, I am already on this server with the SSH login. If you are not on the server, you can just do SSH login on the server using SSH space root at IP address, and you will be on inside the server. So right now I am on the server and I am hosting this particular website using Nginx, right? So I have these prerequisites. You can keep these prerequisites and you can follow along with me. Okay, so next thing we need to do is we need to install some packages. So in order to install these packages, we need to execute this command sudo apt install certbot. Certbot is the guy who will manage the SSL certificate for our website, and then python 3 certbot nginx. So this is the nginx automated thing. Basically it will automatically generate the SSL for nginx, but for simplicity I will just stick with the certbot. Okay, so once I hit enter and then again I will click on the enter and it will start installing the certbot. Okay, so next thing we need to do is once the certbot is installed, we need to require to request SSL certificate for a particular domain. Okay, so the command to request the SSL for particular domain is this one. Let me clear the screen first. This is the command. Okay, so in my case my domain is 1yt.in. That's my particular domain, right? So the command is sudo certbot certs only nginx dash nginx and dash domain 1yt.in. If you are not familiar with the integrated configurations, then you can just remove the nginx from this here and you can follow this particular thing. Okay, so right now it is saying something like once you hit enter, obviously it is saying that there are two options how would like to authenticate the server. First is pin temporary server and then place your files in the root web directory. Okay, so there is an issue. If I use option 1, it will fail, and if I use option 2, then it is a little bit complex. So let's do one thing, make option 1 right. Okay, so for this what we can do is hit Control C to close this process, then use command called service nginx stop. So we are going to stop nginx service for some time. So let's click enter, then go to the last command and then hit enter again, and this time choose option number 1. So right now this is asking the email, right? So you can enter at the example.com. You can enter any email basically, but if you want to get alerts about SSL, then please enter the right email. Okay, click on yes here, then again click on yes here, and once it is done, it will start requesting SSL certificate for my domain, which is 1yt.in. and as you can see, the SSL request is successful and the SSL files are placed in this particular location. So this is the exact location where the SSL files are placed. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's hit enter and let's hit Control C. So let's clear, and remember one thing, we need these paths. Okay, so we need this path. Usually the path is following some pattern, which is it will be placed in the etc directory, then let's encrypt live the domain name and then private key and whatever it is, right? So this is how usually the path is. Okay, if you don't remember the path or if you're having any trouble, then please consider saving this particular path before moving forward. Okay, next thing we need to do is we need to copy the this command, and we need to open the configuration, Nginx configuration, where we need to add the SSL. So right now, as you can see, we are using this configuration from our last video, but in order to use the this particular SSL, we need to modify this configuration. How we need to modify? We need to remove these particular things. We need to just keep the server name right here, and after that server name we will paste this. That means if someone is trying to hit the non-SSL port, which is port 80, using HTTP, it should be redirected to HTTPS version of the same website, right? That's the basic thing. Now let's create the configuration for the HTTPS. Let's go below and let's paste this configuration. So this is the HTTPS configuration. So right now the server name is this one. Let's copy the server name, go to the server name, and let's change the domain name. So instead yourdomain.com, we will paste our domain name, and instead SSL certificate paths, we will change the path to the our domain name. So let's change the path of the domain name right here, or if you have saved the path from the last video, you can just use that path. And once it is done, we can just go ahead and we can add the website logic right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the website logic. Once you're done with this, you can hit enter. You can go on the same indentation level and you can paste this particular detail. So first thing first, we need to mention the root of the files where the website is there. So in our case, the root is /var/www/demo. That's the root. That's exact same root we used in the previous videos also, right? And then there is a comment. If you want to keep it, you can keep it, or in order to reduce the mess, you can just delete that particular comment, right? And once this is done, you can hit Ctrl S, then Ctrl X to exit from the this editor, and then you can check if your Nginx configuration is right or wrong. For this particular thing, you can do Nginx-T, Nginx-T, and hit enter. And if it is saying test is successful, that means Nginx configuration is right. Now we need to reload or restart the Nginx service. So for this, we can use this particular command and hit enter, and it is saying the service is not active. So in last few steps, we disabled Nginx service in order to get SSL. So this time we will just Nginx, we will modify this command to start the service. So we can just say Nginx sudo systemctl start Nginx, and it will start Nginx service. Now let's go ahead to the browser. So right now, as you can see, our site is not secure. Let's refresh this site and let's see what happens. Voila, it's automatically redirected to HTTPS secure site. So as you can see right now, the lock icon is there and it is saying connection is secure. And if you check the URL also, it is saying https://1yt.in. That means we got the SSL certificate right here. So this is how you can set up SSL for a particular website. And there are some questions with the renewing the SSL, because SSL comes for 60 days for each website, and after 60 days we need to renew SSL. Otherwise it will show that alert message like previous thing, not secured thing again. So for this we need to do just certbot renew, and it will renew the domains. So right now, as you can see, it is saying the following certificates are not due yet. So on the my server, there is only one domain hosted, one website hosted, and the renew date is not yet come. So that's why it's saying skipped, and it is saying that no renewal were attempted. But in your case, if there is a 1 day to expire the domain SSL, or the SSL is already expired, then in that case it will renew. This particular command can renew your SSL. Okay, so I think, yeah, that's pretty much all for this particular video. If you like this video and if you are watching this far, then definitely you are liking this video. Please consider subscribing the YouTube channel and hitting the like button, because I'll be posting the similar video in the future about the system administration. to be specific, Linux system administration. And thanks for watching. That's all for this particular video, and see you in the next video of the series.